y'all please join me in welcoming the award-winning actor, author, and entrepreneur, Taraji P. Henson.
Ladies, we got something special for y'all tonight, you know what I'm saying? I think y'all gonna enjoy this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Roll with it, yeah. I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna keep fronting tonight, or y'all gonna get on in. You know what I'm saying? Up and up in here tonight, man.
Iconic. Iconic.
Thank you. Before we even get started, I'm just honored to be here. I am. You know, I know the world is looking kind of crazy right now, and that's why I lean every day and I fight so hard to stay in a state of gratitude. So I urge you all to just try to lean into that.
Amen. Amen. So Raji, this year the theme of CultureCon is Take Space.
Yeah.
And so it felt so fitting to play that clip from Hidden Figures because I remember watching you in that role and feeling so seen and feeling like I could also keep going even when the odds were against me. Can you take us back to what it felt like to embody that role in such an important time?
I just remember getting the script. I was on Empire at the time.
Come on, Cookie.
And I remember getting the script and I thought it was fictional. I was like, is this real? And they were like, no, this actually happened. I mean, like, everything in this movie did not happen. We have to glamorize some things to make it a movie. But the story was real about her doing the math and getting man to space. And the next question was, well, is she still alive? Can I go meet her? And I did. I got a chance to meet the great Katherine Johnson before she passed. So she got to see her story actualized on the screen. We actually took her to the Oscars, if you remember that year. So it felt like I'd done something good.
Yes. And I feel like that is a common thread with your work, is also giving a voice to the voiceless, like platforming people that I hadn't heard of before. Can you talk about the intentionality of like those roles that really platform voices that we haven't heard of before?
I think I lean towards characters like that because, you know, the only way to feel seen is to be seen. Like Cookie. I remember when they offered Cookie to me, I was scared to death of her because she was who she was. She wore a heart on her sleeve. She had no buffer. She said what it was. And I know people like that. Not just women, I know people like that. A lot of the things that I said and did, that Cookie said and did, actually came from my dad. So I just know people like that. And I didn't want to shy. I wanted to give her a voice and make her real and three-dimensional. It's always a reason why a person, you know, is the way they are. And so I'm always trying to give a voice to characters that will most likely be stereotyped. You know what I mean by that? And there is nothing stereotypical about the Black experience. We just come in different shapes, sizes, and colors, and different backgrounds, and things like that. And so that's what I try to portray. You know, I don't try to play just one character. I mean, we're multifaceted.
We are, and Taraji, you're so loved. We follow you wherever you go, and we followed you to Straw because you broke record numbers.
Thank you.
I want to also talk about when I first saw that trailer, I got chills because you could see the desperation and again people in the margins. And so to your point of, you know, really making sure that we're multifaceted and layered, how did you kind of bring that approach when you were in Straw?
Well, I was a single mother. I mean, I am a single mother. He's grown now, but my entire life, that's what I've been, you know. And I just know single mothers feel unseen. Our struggles, no one cares, especially a Black woman, you know. So I wanted women that were struggling and going through things, because, you know, somebody's going through that right now. You know, they're spending their last dime, and they have no hope. And so I remember shortly after that, I got called by a woman's shelter in LA, And the young lady who runs it was like, oh my God, the women in here, because it's a place where women can go if they're addicts and if they have children so they don't lose their children to the system. She's developed a house for these women to come and live in with their kids. And so, the type of work that I try to do is to touch people like that and give them hope. And so the fact that they saw the movie, I had to go and meet these women, because I take what I do very seriously. I actually ended up going to their fundraiser and helping them raise money and then what broke my heart is that this is one house. God knows we need more, and they were struggling to stay afloat. So whenever I can help or be of service, I just try to, because I understand what I do is much bigger than me. It's a purpose, and God put me here for a reason. So I don't want to mess that up.
Absolutely. 48.9 million views.
Well, that speaks upon, it hit a tone, it hit a nerve. Who knew that it was gonna do that? I just do the work and walk away and hope that people receive it. But I think it was so well received because so many people saw themselves or knew someone like that, and the time, like what we're going through right now, people are out here fighting for their lives.
For their lives, and I love that you talk about hope because I read that Taraji in Swahili means hope. You are the embodiment of your name. And I feel like when I think about, we were talking about earlier, sometimes we don't really see kind of the connective tissue till we're looking back. Have there been times in your life where you look back and you said, wow, like I embodied hope, to keep going?
Yes. My dad actually gave me that name. And I miss him so much because he's the reason why I'm as confident as I am. My mom, too. My mom is fearless. But my dad was very outspoken. And he's the one who saw my talent and was like, this is what you're going to do. And he started sowing seeds into me when I was like, y'all, parents out here, talk to your kids. Tell them they're the greatest. Whatever they're doing, make them believe it. And they will walk that line because I just knew that I was going to make it because my father told me every day, you're going to be one of the greatest actors alive, and I believed him. And so that's why it's so important that we sow into not just our kids, but each other. You got a friend out here, you see her doing or see him doing something, sow into them. Don't block nobody's blessings because you jealous because yours didn't pop off yet. That's the very thing that's going to stop you from growing.
Taraji. That's a whole word. That's a whole word. And I love that because even when I think about my relationship with my parents, it wasn't until I went outside that people told me I couldn't do things.
Yeah.
And I was confused. I was like, my parents said I could do anything if I work hard and pray.
Yep.
And so having that start at home is so important.
It is. And you got to be careful about who's in your circle because everybody's not on your side. Listen to your instinct. Your instinct is that God voice. Trust me, there are people who have made horrible decisions in life, wish they took that breath and listen to that God voice in that 5 seconds of that decision making. So you got to train yourself to hear that voice when when it's noisy.
How have you trained yourself to attune your discernment, to understand, this might not be the door I need to walk through?
Trial and error. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But my mother always said, a hard head makes a soft ass.
That's right.
So, so I try not to duplicate. I'm human. I'm still learning. I still don't have it right. Every day I wake up on the right side of grass is another chance to get it right, and to make better choices. So, when something don't feel right, just don't ignore it.
Like, trust yourself.
Trust yourself. And stop looking outside because God gave you everything you need. Everything you need is inside of you. Stop looking to, because when you ask other people, you got to remember they're going through things. So, they might project a little bit of that fear onto you. You don't need that. You can't take on other people's perceptions because they will mess it up for you. I was going to say something else.
I know. I saw it in your eyes. I want to go back to Raji. I want to go back to when you were at Howard University.
Ain't you?
Ain't you?
Woo!
You know. You know, I want to go back. You were at Howard University, and you were also working as a waitress. You're also working as a secretary. And I think for so many people in the audience, they're in those days where they're trying to make it work. And I'd love for you to go back to Taraji then and just take us through. What was that like?
I was just fearless. Like, I think I had so much hope because we had like so many people at Howard University, like in real time, working in the industry. We had Marlon Wayans and him and his brothers, and you know, I sat right next to him in Acting 101. You know, Paula J. Parker went on. You know, Isaiah Washington. You know, we had the list goes on and on. I don't mean to brag, but it is the Mecca. But you know, I had so many examples, and there was not a doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna make it because I saw the same people walk the same halls as me doing the very thing I said I wanted to do. So it was just like, I just was fearless, and nothing could get in my way. Like, I wouldn't allow anybody to steal my dreams. Like, I remember when I became pregnant in college and everybody was whispering and talking trash. And I was like, y'all could keep talking, but watch this. And when it came time to walk across that stage, I carried my son across that stage because nothing was going to stop me. You know? It's just the fearlessness that you have to have. And it's almost like a killer instinct. You have to think like that, you know, because everybody don't have it. And that's that very thing that's gonna push you to the top. When somebody else might want to give up, that killer instinct is gonna kick in, and you're gonna surpass that person who doesn't have it. So you gotta have that strike when it's hot. Like, I can't explain it. I hope this is making sense.
It totally is. What were you telling yourself mentally, like, as you were so fearless? Like,
I just wanted to prove everybody wrong. Like, you know, that's my ammo. Tell me I can't do something. Please doubt me. That'll be so much fun. You know? Because as humans, it's important that you don't give your power away. And a lot of times, and that's where I fear for this generation that's growing up on social media. You know, giving your power away to a damn bot. Giving your power away to make-believe. You arguing with something that don't even exist. You're comparing yourself to a lie that people are trying to show you. No one's hopping on Instagram or social media telling you how bad their life is. They'll show you that one little corner that they cleaned up. In their house, it's lit, it's perfect. They throw the filter on it, crying behind those smiles, and you busy comparing yourself to something that ain't even real.
Come on.
Or make pretend. That's like falling in love with a damn character on TV. That ain't real. But yet, we out here comparing ourselves to somebody else's grass when 9 times out of 10 it's AstroTurf.
Well.
And it's hard to do. I'm a grown-ass woman, and sometimes I can catch myself. Well, why did they? That ain't none of your business.
My mama, she always says, keep your eyes on your own paper.
Baby, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. And you asking for somebody else's problems. Because what may look great and perfect, you don't understand the cross they got to bear. Success ain't easy. It's not. I'm sure there's a lot of entrepreneurs in here. It is not easy. We make it look easy, but it's not. People come on sets all the time thinking it's just, it's so cute. Till they get that 1 a.m. call in the morning, and you got to sit in hair and makeup to go run through a river, and it's cold outside. You forgot about that part of the script? You don't get to pick and choose. Well, it's raining outside. Well, this is what we shooting today. I've had to stand in the rain 18 hours, sopping wet down to my skin. Went home with wrinkles. But see, that's the stuff y'all don't see. You just see when we get on the red carpet or the final product. You don't see all the work that goes into making that thing come to life. Nothing is easy. Nothing comes easy. If you want it, you gotta work hard. You gotta have that killer instinct. If you want it, you gotta want it more than the next man. And you can't ever give up on yourself. And don't listen to naysayers and watch who you got in your circle. I'm telling you, the older I get, the smaller that thing gets.
Y'all better take this wisdom. Earlier, we were talking about the importance of just ownership.
Yeah.
And equity. And earlier this year, I feel like it was a huge win for Black entrepreneurship and Black beauty when you reclaimed full ownership of your beauty brand and with your namesake.
Y'all, even that wasn't easy. Y'all didn't understand the fight. Ooh, I was punching the wind. Y'all ain't see none of that. Y'all didn't see the tears where I was like, oh my God, this is my baby, this is my company. Please don't let this thing die. And I literally have to, I'm so grateful for all of you that use TPH. Like,
yes.
No, seriously. All the girlies on TikTok that's been keeping it alive while it was sinking because I didn't have the right partners and they didn't understand the culture. They didn't understand what I was trying to do. And so that is very important with you starting a business. You have to do the research. Don't just jump at the first person that sells you like, I can do this with your company. Like, make them wait. You are the prize. You have the thing that they want. And that's what I was. I was a little desperate. And this company came to me and they had all this money and I didn't look deeper, I didn't. And this is me being really honest with you. Learn from my mistakes. Make them tap dance. Make them go have a bidding war. You are the win, not the company. Sometimes that's how you belittle yourself. Thinking somebody else has the power. No, your product is the power. They need you. So, these are the things that I wish I knew, but, I had to learn. But run me my company back.
But that's so true because the leverage, you have the leverage.
Yeah.
And half of the game is them making you think that you don't.
Yeah.
And so you're in this conversation being like, giving away ideas for free, giving away your thoughts for free, not realizing it is cultural gold. How did it feel when it was finally over?
I was just so grateful because I lost sleep. Like, this was my baby. I have been pregnant with this TPH. Like, I can take you back to baby boy. That's how long that I've had this. And, you give your life to something and in a matter of a second because of a bad decision of a partner and it can go up in flames like, oh my God, I lost so much sleep. But I prayed. I know God was tired of listening to me. He was like, girl, here, take the company, get out of here. A lot of prayer and being smart this time, getting the right lawyers in place, having the right business partner to help me stand the company back up and gain, total ownership was very important. I'm woke now, baby. I will not make the same mistake. That's why I'm here sharing this with you.
Yes. I love that you're being so honest about that because we all make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And we all make mistakes that ripple through time, right? Yeah. Some mistakes are like, oop, I ordered the wrong burger. Some mistakes are like, I made a mistake and I'm reminded of it constantly. And so to have a resolution and to have that peace and to be able to stand in front of us and say, I own it. Yeah. We're here to help you grow it. And so thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank
Of
you, and stay
course.
tuned. Big things coming. Woo, I'm so excited.
Yes. Now we've got to get into Seven Daughters Wine. Congratulations. It is the
Thank you.
fastest growing Moscato.
Thank you.
Making so much history. You just introduced the red blend.
Yes, they're very good.
Can you take us back to Italy where you were inspired to just really launch this?
I think the main thing for me with this brand and the wine is that, sometimes wine can be really intimidating. And I like wine. I know a little bit about wine, but I'm no sommelier. And I think for me, what was inviting and interesting for me is that this is how you can introduce new wine drinkers to wine, because Moscato is easy to the palate. If you don't know anything about wine, a Moscato is good. It's sweet.
Yes.
Ours is not too sweet. But what I love about it is it's great. You can mix it with it's a fun wine. It's like literally my personality. It's colorful. It goes with anything. It gets along with everybody. You can eat it with seafood, with red meat, pasta. It's fun. I make frosés out of it.
Oh, I love a frozen.
And the red wine, you can make a great sangria. But for me also, it's the family. See, again, I wasn't going to make the same mistake I made with TPH. This is a great, intelligent, incredible partnership. Terlato family has been amazing to me. They have been great partners. That's why you see it everywhere, because they're investing in, I'm investing in the wine and they're investing in me. That's how that works.
And again, to acknowledge and know what a good partnership is,
Absolutely.
you got to know what a bad partnership looks like.
You have to.
And the name is so interesting because it's based on sisterhood and support.
Yep.
And I know here at CultureCon and Creative Collective, we're often talking about community. It's a buzzword, but can you take us back to the cornerstone of your community? Who's your sister circle? What does that look like? And how has it really, championed everything that you do?
My sister circle is very tight. Like, y'all know my best friend since the 7th grade. She runs my foundation. My girls are like, they've been in my life since high school, college. So those are my real, like, ninjas. They know where the bodies are buried. Y'all can get them drunk and they're not going to tell you nothing. And they don't necessarily live with me in LA. I do a lot of sister trips, like my girlfriend trips, because those are important to me. That's where I re-up on my energy and on my spirit when I go see my girls, when we go travel abroad. So my sister circle, they've been with me. They my A1s.
Yes. And I love that you talk about traveling, because I feel like we live in a time where we are constantly feeling pressured to produce. I have friends who they do something, and before they can even celebrate what they did, they're talking about what's next.
Yeah.
They're not resting because they feel lazy if they're resting.
No,
It just feels like every time you open an app, there's another announcement, another thing, and we've kind of lost the idea of like seasonality. Like, this is when I'm on, this is when I'm off. And I read that you went to Bali and you sat in the rice fields and you were quiet and you were still so that you could return to yourself. And I'd love for you just to speak about stillness and pausing and just stopping for a second before you're rushing on to the next thing.
Very important. I had just come off the grind, like work, and I felt like I lost myself. I started not feeling like me anymore. I wasn't the joyous, bubbly girl that comes in the room and lights the room up. I started getting grumpy, and I just knew I wasn't in a good place, and I had to do something drastic. I'd never been on a trip by myself, and then halfway across the world. Like, I'd never done anything like that, but in order to save myself, I had to do something really drastic. And it was the best thing I'd ever done, because it forced me to have new conversations. I couldn't hide behind my girlfriends Or, if someone asked me a question, I couldn't pretend like I didn't hear him because I have someone right here to distract me. I literally had to engage with people that I'd never met before. And it was beautiful. Like, I don't care how ugly the world looks right now, there's beauty all around us. You got to hold on to that. You have to look for the glimmers every day, because the way the world is going right now, it'll have you thinking that you saw the people thought that it was the end of the world. I mean, you know what I mean? You better live. You got to live, and you got to live right now. Every time you wake up on the right side of grass is a blessing. The blessing.
Come on, yes. And I've actually recently started just being thankful for, because they're not simple things, things. I wake up now and I say, thank you, God, that I'm in my right mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, that I can use my legs. Because those are just things that you hop up and you think that it's all a given.
Stop, put the phone down when you wake up. Don't poison your mind. Don't let that be the first thing you wake up to. Comparing yourself. Talk to your brain. Tell God or whoever, whatever you believe in, to get inside your mind before you invite the world in. Because the world is set up to tell you you ain't shit. The world is set up to tell you your dreams, you can't make that come true. That's the world is set up to tell you that. You gonna let the world tell you, or you gonna tell the world who you are?
That part. What part of the Bali trip did you bring back with you when you came home?
I think meditation and breathing, because I used to pop off. I did. I used to pop off. And, popping off ain't the same no more, because you're being watched and it can be taken out of context. Be careful with that. People wearing them glasses now. Y'all saw that young man that stopped me, it went viral, that little YN that was, and y'all, he was a sweet young man. Imagine running your errands, just doing you, and you encounter a person and you have that encounter and you wake up the next day and it's viral. Imagine that. Like, that freaked me the hell out. I didn't know he had glasses on, y'all. So it wasn't like he had a phone. Like, I didn't see. He just had those meta glasses on. So I'm telling you, you have to be careful. Thank God he caught me in a good mood. Because wrong move, wrong word, wrong conversation, the bots or the haters or whoever it is on social media could have taken that thing and made me look like a monster.
A 2-second decision can change, your entire life. Taraji, I don't know what you don't do, because in 2026 you're making your Broadway debut. You're going to be in August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
Yes.
Tell us about that. How excited are you?
I'm very excited. I was trained in theater at Howard University, and so I feel most comfortable on a stage with a live theater. That's why I host a lot of live award shows, because I love the synergy of the audience and giving back. And as much as you give me, I'm going to give it right back to you. And that's what I love about live theater. I remember when I first moved to LA and I started working on film, I felt weird because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. It was John Singleton was like, all you got to do is think it, because it's in your eyes. But I was so used to being so big that I would always get that note, bring it down a little bit. But I love the theater. I feel most comfortable on the stage, so I'm so excited. I'm excited to finally, Broadway has been around. It has always been a show that wanted me, but the timing wasn't right, and neither was the money.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real, but everything is great this time.
And we will be there. We will be there.
But I had to work and build a career for me to get to these numbers. It didn't come overnight, so was a little strategy behind it.
We love a little strategy, especially when it's actually a big strategy, Taraji. That's a big strategy. Taraji, thank you for coming here and being honest with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. We love you.
Thank you. I love us. I love us.
4 in the morning, we'll be rolling to my house. 5 in the morning, the lights go out. 6 in the morning, you can hear us start the show.
Taraji, thank you. Taraji, we would love to give you an award. We'd love to award you with a Culture Con Icon Award for all of your work. Thank you so much for all that you do.
4 in the morning, we'll be rolling to